Hey, what's going on, y'all? We back with another episode of And I'm Standing on It podcast. Man, I'm so excited tonight because I got one of my folks back from a long time ago. She done vanished, disappeared. I thought somebody done pissed her off. She said, fuck all of us. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, hey, I want y'all to give a shout out to Dana, man. Welcome back.
Hello, everybody.
What up, Dana? Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah, I've been watching the shenanigans a little bit.
Well, your boy ain't on here tonight. We don't know where Tupac at.
Yeah. Oh, the ski mask dude.
Yeah.
The ski mask dude.
Okay.
Hey, man. So y'all know, like I say, Dana, man, she from Dallas, man. So she representing Dallas, Texas, but don't get confused, man. She a West Coast person. So she from out this way.
That's right.
That's what's up.
All right. Hey, man, we got Rail. He back in the building. What's going on, boy?
I'm on a different time zone. Y'all not going to keep me up late no more. God bless. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus. Really real.
Hell yeah. All right. We got that boy Larry, man. What's going on with you, Larry?
Chilling, man. Just, same shit, just some more of it, man. Just good. We good.
What's up? And we last but not least, man, we got the boy 80 West in the building again.
Going on with it, y'all. Y'all know what it do, man. Tap in, man. What's up with 80 West on all the platforms?
Yeah, y'all tune in to some of these other channels, man. 80 West, he got his own thing going on, podcast on Thursday. And we got Real, he blowing up on the TikTok, man. Got thousands of people on there. Maybe thousands of people watching with hundreds of comments on there. So y'all tap in on there for Real Holler, man, on TikTok. And also you can catch him on Instagram as well. So y'all we're gonna go ahead and just jump right on into it, man. So tonight, we're asking a question that might be, uncomfortable to some people. But I just want to know, man, are traditional Black families becoming extinct, meaning not evolving, not changing? Sometimes when we look at the numbers of marriage rates that are going down, the percentage of two-parent households are going down, the economic pressure is going up, the gender tension between the man and the females at an all-time high. And do y'all think social media might be redefining the roles when it comes to Black families? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with you, 80, man, on this one.
Man, I definitely think it's a big shift, man, in the wrong direction. As far as the Black households come, man, this ain't something that's new. You know what I'm saying? This ain't something that just started going on or just taking place. And it's not by coincidence either. You know what I mean? I mean, it was by design from the jump when it was initiated. You got to think about our history, man. Even from the days of slavery, the first thing they did was separate the man, because without the man, it's going to make the family weak. You know what I mean? And then once we got to a point to where we were able to start thriving and getting into the corporate world and creating our own businesses and doing things that we were doing, the Black families were thriving because the whole family was together. You know what I mean? In that time period, from the 50s, the 40s and the 50s and the 60s. But as soon as the 70s hit, they seen that but prior to the 70s hitting, they seen how the Black families was moving up, and Black families was having more structure, and Black families it was threatening to them. So what they do, they inserted the Section 8. They inserted the WIC. They inserted the means to where the woman will still be able to survive without the man in the household, as far as just functional. You know what I mean? Day-to-day functional. You know what I mean? They came with the welfare. They came with the low-income housing and all that. That was all by design, right? Because around that same time, we started losing a lot of Black men to the war, to the Vietnam War. We started losing a lot of Black men to the heroin epidemic. You know what I mean? And then eventually it turned into the crack epidemic. And when y'all really look back and scale back, these were all things that were implemented to destroy the Black families. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to touch on that, because a lot of people think we just jump straight into these conversations without knowing no back history where a lot of these situations derive from. And if you know your history, you know these things was put in there to destroy the Black families. So when you get the Black man incarcerated, you get the Black man on drugs, you make it harder for the Black man to get employed. At that point, it comes tension within the family. Everybody knows that, right? So they put a system in place to where the woman can still take care of the house and do what she needed to do without any assistance from the man, which would exclude the man from being a father figure, the security, the provider, and the things that are needed in order for the Black families to thrive in the structure. And where we are today in present times, man, it's bad because we got a whole generation of people that are not in tune to where they came from. And that's the saddest thing, and that's the most dangerous thing that I feel that really puts a hurt on the Black families coming and being what they need to be, because people don't understand the strength within a household when you got everybody moving together as one unit. A lot of people didn't experience that. You got to think about it. If you're a person right now that's in a relationship that's our age, chances is the person that you in a relationship with, one of y'all didn't grow up in a two-parent household. If not, both of y'all didn't grow up in a two-parent household. So look at the numbers that'll spawn from something like that, right? Like it's been normalized. We talking about people in their 40s that's been normalized. People in their, you know what I mean? So we got that whole generation up underneath us who looked and watched and seen that from what we done went through. And so it becomes normalized. Once you normalize something, it goes without measure. You know what I mean? And so the current state of what we in right now, a lot of where the destruction is coming from the Black community is due to the lack of two-parent households, parents being on the same page. A lot of I'm seeing more and more brothers, though. I gotta say, I can't sit here and act like I don't see more. I see more brothers being dads, and maybe that got something to do with me being in Texas. I know the traditionally out here shit is a little different. It's way different than what it is on the West Coast. I see more families together, but I also see a lot of more brothers that got their kids as well too. And that's not just here, but I'm saying on the day-to-day, I see a lot more Black families out here than I did in Cali. So a lot of it, might have to do with what you was being exposed to when you were growing up. But I know where we come from, it's a lot of single parent households. I personally came from a single parent household, and so I know, hands on, some of the situations that derive from, it only being one person in the house. When especially when it's a fatherless house, right? Because that's where we get these young boys that make a lot of these mistakes. They don't have the man in the house. So we can go on and on about it, I'm gonna let somebody else rap, but I feel that we in a situation to where, like the lady said, this lady had spoke on it, and she said, at about, I think she said about 2050, it's gonna be we're gonna be like non-existent when it comes to Black families that are full Black families or families that are being structured with the mom and the dad in the same house and things of that nature. So it's definitely something that needs to be addressed in some facet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me ask you, Legend, on this. What's your thoughts about this? And do you think Black families are gonna kind of extinct and go away, or do you count interracial relationships when you have a kid? Do you still count that kid as being Black? I mean, the world gonna look at him as still Black. But if we talk about just the structure of just a Black woman, a Black man being together, creating a family.
I think that does play a big part of it. I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a big part of, when you start integrating and you start dating outside the race or whatever, that traditional Black family, unless the traditional Black man is dating or marrying a traditional white woman who's in tune with our culture, you always gonna lose that piece of our culture, because no matter what, no matter how hood she might be or whatever her background, she's still not Black at the end of the day. So when you bring something from the outside in, you always gonna lose. Like, that's the sacrifice that you make. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think what it is that time has changed. You know what I'm saying? Times have changed, and people have changed, and life has changed. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that like today interracial relationships and dating is more prominent than what it was 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So you have more tradition back then, as opposed to now, with the way things are going in life and everything, it's like there's no more real tradition. There's no more sense of community within the Black community. And it goes, and that extends outside the house. You know what I'm saying? Because like I was talking to somebody earlier, man, like on Thanksgiving, my mom's spot would be the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like I bring some of the homies over, my brother brings some of his little homies over, and everybody that came to my mom's crib would bring a friend. And if you brought a dish or not, it didn't matter. My mom's spot was just the gathering. And you know what I'm saying? And like 80 said a few episodes ago, we had the Big Ma. Everybody had a Big Ma in their crib or in their family, whatever. And now those people that, you know, we buried the Big Mas and we buried our moms and we buried all the people that used to be, you know what I'm saying, that kept it cohesive.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, and now you look at it like that was for my generation, at least. I speak for my generation. We don't have any more of that anymore because the time, again, like I said, time has changed. You know what I'm saying? And people don't, like, there's no more sense of community, period. So it's like 80 said, like, but I'll put it to you like this. I agree with what 80's saying, but at the same time, like, I grew up with both of my parents in the household. But as far as tradition goes, we wasn't like the Huxtables where we all formed like Voltron at the dinner table to eat at the same time and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's even worse now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see, I go to restaurants, I eat out all the time, bro, and I see Black couples, they can't even sit and have a dinner and have a conversation together because times have allowed us to be on our cell phones and be distracted, and we wonder what's going on social media and everything like that. So, like you said, like there's interracial dating, there's internet, there's so many other things going on in the world right now that I think we kind of got lost. We got lost in that sauce, man. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we definitely, like, that shit is definitely going to be a thing. 80 said probably like by 2050. I think, honestly, man, I think we're already there, man. We already on the brink. And I think what 80 talking about is going to happen well before the year 2050.
You know, when I told you I was just recently in Denver, I didn't see a whole lot of I'll just say Black people that I could tell is just got a Black mom and a Black dad. I'll say that. A lot of the Black people I've seen in Denver look just like the NBA players that play for the Nuggets. All real light skin with curly hair. They all kind of look like that. You know what I'm saying? And I know being in Denver is predominantly white, but that's just what I've seen. You know what I mean? And that stood out to me. So, yeah. I mean, you coming recently from New York, man. I mean, maybe it's a different experience out that way. I don't know. But what's your opinion on this?
Snaps talking facts.
The thing, so people get mad at me because my problem is that I always say I believe in humanity, right? We're all human, right? And a lot of times, because people are from different places or different skin colors, automatically there's divide, right? And I just feel like, to me, there's always been a divide with Black, white, brown, yellow, right? And those terms, I feel, were made up to divide. Now, because even in, let's say, Africa, the Caribbean can also be racist towards Americans, right? No matter what their color is. So, but what I feel that has happened in America, and the reason why is that we're having this problem with melanin people coming together, right? The problem is that what the government did, which part of what 80 said, what the government did by giving public assistance and giving stuff like that, you know, and putting, you know, welfare and all that stuff, it did create a system where women can operate or live without the man being there, right? And if the man was there, you was not allowed to get these benefits. So that, right? But the other thing that they did was they made the women, what has happened is that it has made women want a certain type of lifestyle at the same time. So it's not just the separation, it's the also making these women want a middle class to rich lifestyle that certain black men could not provide, right? So now, one, you remove the man, and then two, you make them want what other people have, what rich people have, right? So now these women are seeing the designer brands, the cars, the houses, and then it creates this turmoil between black men and black women, right? And it creates this turmoil of, okay, if you can't do this for me, we got a problem. If you can't create this lifestyle for me, we got a problem. If you can't buy me these clothes, if you can't get me this car, if you can't buy me this house, we got a problem. And that's one of the things that also plays a part with the separation of melanin people in the United States. It creates this divide because what people fail to realize is that, first of all, there's a reason they're called one percenters. It's 1% of a population of people that's rich. Most men that work sanitation, that work NYPD, that they're not gonna be rich. They're not ever gonna be rich. They may be comfortable, but rich is not gonna happen. And I feel like that's what created the divide. That's one of the things that's creating the divide between black, you know what I'm saying? Black men and black women. And it's definitely like Eddie said, it's definitely, a program. It's a system that's made to make us go against each other.
Yeah. So let me go here to Dana. Dana, you being out this way and again moving to Dallas now. And I'm like Eddie said, it's what he noticed is just a difference between here and with him living in Texas too, what he see. Just on your experience, what have you been seeing out in the Dallas area when it comes to black families or even just single people that are black out there? You know what I mean?
I definitely think, I don't think that the black family is extinct. I definitely feel like, I see a lot of fathers participating in their children's lives. I see a lot of black men married to black women. And I still think if there's a, mixed family, then it's up to our black men to instill those black values into their children, whether or not they are biracial. More kids tend to lean towards the, the 2% or the 1% of black or whatever they have in them. And so they identify as black. You see a lot of the, like you said, NBA players that they identify as black. So I just want to go back to what the first gentleman said about, welfare and all that. Initially, welfare was not designed for us. You know what I mean? It wasn't until like the late 60s, 70s that we were able to gain access to those same benefits. Now, I feel like we do a lot of pointing the finger because they didn't make black men leave their home. There was an option. You know what I mean? Stand up for your shit. You know what I'm saying? Why would you allow your family to be discombobulated because of a benefit, right?
No, but when I made that statement though, it wasn't directed towards, it wasn't in reference to saying that the black man split up because of the benefits. What I said were there was the incarcerations, there was the heroin epidemic. They threw a lot of other curveballs in there that helped put more of the black men in bad situations to where removing them from the home would be easier. But it wasn't directed towards the fact that they, were able to get benefits. All of a sudden, the black man just left. That's not what I was saying.
Well, I feel like black men put themselves in those situations. You can't give me nothing that I don't want to do. You can't make me do shit that I don't want to do. So when we sit here and talk about, they put drugs out there, how many of us try crack? You know what I'm saying? There's a portion of people that succumb to their circumstances, and that's unfortunate for them. You know what I'm saying? Also, with Black families, you have to understand, you did have a lot of other people that, played a big part. Like you guys said, the big mamas, you have the uncles, the grandfathers, the aunts, and people came together and helped to rear children. Now, I feel like a lot of that has, changed. There's been a structural shift in that dynamic, but I definitely feel like Black families are still, thriving, and basically just out here, I see a lot of single parents that still co-parent very well. You know what I'm saying? And just because a mom and a dad are in the house, it's not always the ideal situation. You know what I'm saying? That's traditional, having a two-parent, household, but was it really the best situation in most cases?
That's a good question.
But for the structure, and it is, and this is what I always.
And there are beatings and molestations and all these different things happening
in all race houses, though. So I mean, if you're a weirdo, you just.
we're talking about Black, though.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is this: like, structurally, things that are going on today wouldn't be taking place if the Black man, if Black families weren't separated the way that we were separated. I mean, we can.
I'm gonna need you to learn how to spell before you come at me, brother.
We go. We can't overlook the fact that the things, and like you said, everyone has choices that they make. Unfortunately, in the earlier days, a lot of the people that succumbed to those situations were product of their environments, though. And so when the epidemics, you got to understand what an epidemic is. Epidemic is when it's a national thing. It's not something that just happened to one or two or three. When they put drugs into the community, they put drugs into the community. You know what I mean? And I'm sure
everybody participated in drugs.
So you never done no drugs in your life?
Weed.
Okay, well then you've done drugs.
I never said I didn't. I'm saying just because they're there don't mean you have to do them.
No, and I totally agree with what you said, but I mean everybody on this panel that does some type of drug. So I'm just saying it's like, I mean, we can't sit here and act like everybody just saints on the panel as well neither. The point I'm just trying to make is this. It's not about pointing the finger or any of that. I guess the point I'm trying to make is we were pushed into spaces that other races weren't pushed into. And as a byproduct of that, there was a lot of separation in the home. You know what I mean? Of course, we all know as adults now that everyone has choices to make it this and the other, but everybody on this panel got a dope fiend in their family. Let me know when I'm lying. Everybody on this panel got somebody that they know in their family that's locked up. Let me know when I'm lying. Okay, so that's not by chance. That's not by chance. That's by Beans, you shaking your head. You ain't got no dope fiends or nobody locked up in your family?
I don't.
Not one?
Not one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yuck.
Have one been to jail before on some minor shit? And I mean, just going for a couple of days and out? Yeah, but do I got people locked up in prison in the family on either side? No.
Not one person. Well, that's good.
Not one person.
My family's too big to say no. It's a lot of niggas.
I mean, we all got big families, man. But I want to say like this, bro. My thing is this. I agree with. I'm glad Dana be touching on a lot of shit that I be thinking about, because I look at it like this, man. Like, we could talk about history, right? But at what point do we say to ourselves, what generation of Black folks is gonna wake up and say, yo, you know what? We got to stop talking about what happened in the past and what can we do looking forward? Because if you keep looking back there, you ain't gonna never be able to better what's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many years I've been hearing that shit about what we went through and how we were set up for failure. I've been hearing that shit for 40 fucking years. Like, is it going to be another 40 years? There's going to be future podcasts or whatever the fuck they got going on 40, 50 years from now. They still going to be like, yo, this is how we were set up to fail. Nigga, if people are still failing, if we still failing it today as a community, that means not enough of the people in our community are fucking snapping out of that shit or snapping out of that mentality. Because no matter how many, and like I said, I've been hearing that shit for 40 years. That shit don't stop me from moving how I move. You know what I'm saying? That don't stop Benz from being successful.
It don't stop.
Hold on, fam. Does that stop any of y'all from being successful? So if there's still people out there that's still succumbing to just because you lead the like we say, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. If they sprinkle a little bit of crack in the hood, you ain't got to touch that shit. You see what I'm saying? You could sprinkle crack in the hood, but you can't make these. You can't make them.
That's also a statement coming from a 40-year-old man who's seen what the crack epidemic did to it.
Bro,
See what happened?
I'm from the crack era in New York City. So
but that's what I'm saying. But you wasn't an adult in the crack era. I'm not making no excuses for nobody, and it's obvious that our shit is together differently than a lot of other people in the whole nine. That goes without saying. I guess the point that I'm trying to make is this: when the shit hit, it hit hard. It may not have been one of us that did any of it, or it might not have affected some people directly, but as a group, as a whole, it did.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nobody that
how much longer we gonna keep using that as an excuse?
Everyone got choices. Everyone got we get all that because we're all adults and we're going on our day-to-day lives. But when this situation took place, it was before any of our time.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So the people,
right.
whether you felt it directly or indirectly, there was at some point the things that took place, whether it was with your people or not, still affected you.
I feel like this, bro. Even if I don't acknowledge the shit, I know for a fact there's things that took place before my time that still affect me, even if I don't even fucking realize it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know when I go to apply for a job, like, I know if I go to apply for a job and my name is first name, last name, I probably have a lesser chance of getting that position, even though I might be even overqualified for that position or for the job, than if my name was this first name, this, and last name, that. Because I don't know if y'all ever heard the story, but there was this black woman who she kept applying for all these positions, and she was hella qualified, highly college educated and everything, right? She couldn't get a job for shit. The moment she changed her name on the application, all kinds of job offerings start flying on the motherfucking table for her. And it was a big thing. Like, you could look this shit up on Google. It was on the news. She changed her name to the whitest name possible, and these niggas came running. And she's like, yo, what the fuck? Like, y'all get what I'm saying before I digress. But that's just what it is, man. And it's like I said, man, like, at some point, bro, like, we just got to snap out of that. I feel like this, bro. At some point, we just have to snap out of that mentality, out of that crap, because there's that mentality, there's the slave mentality, there's that crabs in the barrel mentality, there's the combative mentality. Every time, like, that's just how we are as a community. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of what happened to the traditional black family, because like I said, my mom's crib was the spot. It wasn't all blood family or cousins that was related through marriage or any of that shit. If Benz was there, that's my cousin. If you was there, that's my cousin. If your uncle was there, that's my uncle. If your uncle was there and he was drunk, that's the drunk uncle that was there. We was all family. But all of that shit. Hold on, I'm gonna let you get the floor. Hold on. My shit is this. When I jump in, I'll be on Facebook, right? I jump in the comments, right? It's always black people that be trying to get at me. And I don't be saying shit offensive. But niggas is just so against each other. The sense of community, like, I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you mad about, my nigga? It's like when you talk politics to white people, that shit triggers them. White people in their politics, they be the left this and liberals that and libtards this and Trump that. Fuck all that shit. But with us, it's like we have a thin skin when it comes to certain shit too. And if I don't agree with something that, or if I make a comment that's not popular amongst my brothers and sisters, my black community, it's always gonna come off as hate. You see what I'm saying? And niggas, if I say, yo, I don't like Claressa Shields, that's that slave mentality. Nigga, I don't like every black person. Do I have to like Claressa Shields because she's a female or because she's black or a black female? Nigga, I don't like every black man. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And I know that's just what it is. So just because that's what it sounds good on paper, bro. But in reality, we got to snap out of that shit, bro. Because I think when we snap out of that mentality, then we could come together more and stop going against each other. Because every time I say something that's not popular among black people come from my head. And I already be knowing they're going to come from my head. I already know it's going to happen because that's just the way niggas think. It's a very primitive way to think, a very primitive way of thinking. And it goes back to, this is what we were set up for. This is how we were set up to keep failing. nigga, is 2026 now. It's not the 1800s no more. It's not 400 fucking years ago. When are we going to snap out of that frame of mind where, you know what, we're not worried about what happened then. We're gonna make this shit happen now.
I think we got some positive though, you know, if we look in the past, like again, back to the black families, we're being together. Like you're saying, two, some of them 2-income households, some not. I guess the money back then was a little bit different. Where you made enough money to take care of a family, at least 4. You know what I mean? I want to ask y'all, do y'all think the independent era that we in now, do y'all think that's a problem and a downfall of the family structure now?
Elaborate. What do you mean?
I know
make a
what
lot of money. I don't need no nigga.
I know what he mean. You know what he mean,
I know
Dana.
Say it with your whole chest. Say it. Say it.
So
You know, I guess I mean, if y'all don't mind.
Go
I
ahead.
think
Not at all.
women are.
Oh, they tuned you off.
No,
They
Dana,
right
come
as soon
back.
as you said women. Oh, there you go. There you go, Dana. You back.
Okay. So I think women are independent because we couldn't depend on the man. They were going to jail. You know what I'm saying? They were, you know, doing things other. And it kills me with you guys. You always talk about how women want to live these lavish lives. They want to these extravagant gifts and shit like that. But y'all lead with money. Do y'all understand that? Y'all lead with money.
They lead with money.
Too much y'all going on.
They lead with money.
There's too much y'all going on.
Y'all love the trick. Y'all do it.
Say
That's what y'all got.
I get what
then
you're
you
saying.
get a woman that want it, and then you like, oh no, too much. You're taking from me. No, nigga, you gave it to me. What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm with you when you're right. Hey, I've been saying this for the longest of times. First and foremost, I'm the first that's gonna say the reason for the situation where we have an independent is because the black man ain't in the household. So they forced the woman's hand to have to be both roles. She got to be a provider. She got to be the security. She got to be. And this is my experience growing up in a single parent household, which happened to be my mother, right? So without the male structure there, you put way much more on the woman, right? So, and then we leave in these same women that got all this, he can't hear.
You know, you go ahead.
Oh, hey, so we put more pressure on them. And after a woman has accomplished everything that normally would have took 2 people to get done, what do you expect her attitude to be? You know what I mean? Like I've said this before, you know, we've talked about this before. You know what I mean? Like by default, the black woman has been put in that situation to where through generation prior to us and the generation underneath us that they've seen black women make it by themselves. You know what I mean? And then so that creates a sense of independence that comes with some flair behind it too. Because you got to think about it. Well, at the end of the day, they did get it accomplished. They did get it done. There was a lot of black single mothers that raised some prominent kids and were able to overcome the circumstances and the situations. But that was created by the lack of fathers that were in the household. But what I have seen with my own eyes is what happens on the other side of that. Me working in the juvenile hall, I seen what happens to the young black males that are in there, and when 95% of them don't have a man inside of the house, we see what happens. So when I speak about this, I'm speaking about the structure as a whole, not just how do we handle each other in the whole nine. I'm talking about the aftermath as well. You know what I mean? When I used to do the intakes in the juvenile hall, 95% of them kids was only their mamas that they had in there. There was only a couple of kids, maybe 2 or 3 kids the whole time I was in there that actually had a dad on paper that we can contact in case of emergency, right? So when I tell y'all this shit was built by design, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. That's not no fucking coincidence. And especially when 90% of the boys in there was black, right? So when you start breaking down numbers, that's when shit get real. You know what I mean?
What father is going to allow that though?
Say it again.
What father is going to allow that? What good father is going to allow that? Would you
I
allow that?
don't think any good father would allow any of it. but we have been in situations, unfortunately, where good fathers can't be around to their kids because of things going on with the mother as well. So when we paint these pictures, we can't make it seem like the man is just is the whole reason.
No, I'm not saying that. There's shitty moms and
Yeah.
shitty dads. But
yes.
typically, a lot of those responsibilities, when it comes to putting our kids in programs, taking them to the doctor, enrolling them in school, moms take on that responsibility, and typically their information gets put down. You know what I'm saying? And in a system when my son, me and my son's father, ex-husband, I should say, because I'm gonna put some respect on his name. He was
There
my
you go.
husband.
There
Okay.
you go. There's a difference.
There's a
Yes,
difference.
there is a difference, right?
There's a
So when he came to
difference.
school, he made sure that his name was a part of the thing because he participated. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That
I get that 100%. I mean,
participation is key. We can't go blaming systems when people are just not stepping up. And I'm talking about man, woman, anybody who is using an excuse for not being a parent.
I
It's an
agree.
excuse. And we have a subsection of people, young mothers, and I think a lot of people see what's glorified on TV, on social media, that group of ratchet, and they just kind of blanket that as everybody. No,
Hip-hop parents is what I call them.
right. There's still some good women out here. There's still some decent women. They say Black women are the highest educated and all these different things, right? And then we get a bad rap for that. Oh, she thinks she better. If she make more money, then she's gonna. I'm gonna use his word. What was it? Demasculate.
Oh,
Emasculate. It's emasculate.
I know what it is. I'm fucking with DeMarco.
Yeah, you wild.
Because
you talking about the dude wrote.
yeah, it was that.
But see, those type of things only stray off people that are insecure. I mean, and we talking about, and see, one thing I learned, and I'm gonna say this, and I think I done said this before. Since I done been here, I didn't realize the difference between niggas and Black people. You know what I mean? And it took me to my 40s because I was raised around niggas my whole life. Coming from California, where I was from, I ain't know no Black people. I knew niggas. Fred might be the only. Fred might be the only.
What part of California do you come from?
I'm from Northern California. Since Fred ain't got no people in his family locked up or on drugs, he probably the only Black person I knew from day one. But I ain't know nothing else but niggas. You understand what I'm saying?
Wait, hold on. What the fuck am I, chopped liver, nigga?
Nah, you a nigga. Shit.
That's crazy.
Hey, when we was coming up, you was a nigga. Now you might be a Black man.
That's crazy. Because first of all, to say that is wild because I was with that nigga right there. What are you talking about? I was running with him. I don't know what you talking about. Me and him was together all the time.
I'm giving Biz a hard time because you know what I mean. He said he grew up like the Huxtables and shit.
Hey man, look,
I give Biz a hard time.
My parents still married,
and that's a blessing.
I don't
though.
got no people, my family in prison.
I joke and I talk shit. That's a blessing.
I never thought about that until you just made that. I mean, ask that question.
That's a blessing.
I don't.
Can't nobody throw no shade on that. That's a blessing. You know, we joke and we'll harass each other back and forth and talk that shit, but we all know that's a blessing. Because how many people can say that? How many people can say that what you can say?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So we got to look at that and say it. Once again, I know Legend said his folks. What you said, your folks, you grew up with both your parents in the house, Legend.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Real, I know. Me.
Traditional about it.
Nah, but I didn't grow up with both my parents, but I was raised by my father.
That's what I'm saying. And then Miss Dana, did you have both your parents growing up?
No.
See, so once again we go back to the numbers. That's 3 out of 5 of us that grew up the same kind of way in a single parent household.
Let me tell you why. Because my daddy was a hoe.
Well, I mean, we're not going to talk about that.
Man, people make decisions and they do stupid things. That's not based on any.
We will not use slander on your father's name.
No, but my father was married 2 times.
What the fuck it is?
Yeah, my pops was married 2 times.
Though. That's the story you heard, though, Dana.
I know what it is.
Hey, for all we know, that brother's an outstanding brother in the community and everything else, man.
Let me tell you,
the name like that out here.
Yeah, no, he was out there in these streets. Trust and believe.
Hey, but look, let me say this, fam, real quick. Hey, to answer Ben's, I think that it's definitely that disconnect. You know what I'm saying? With social media and with women, when today's, especially today's generation, you know what I'm saying? When they it's like the video that you showed on the chat today, the video that you shared with the marriage rate, right? It's just by coincidence, these women that's, you know what I'm saying, like these black women that just happen to have been the most successful are the ones that are the most single. And it's because, like you asked, it creates a mentality of independence where I don't need, when you say you don't need nothing, you're not fucking with something. You see what I'm saying? So
I don't mean to cut you off, Larry. I seen something like that today too, and you're right. I saw something like that. It did say they got black women supposed to be the most educated with the most degree, well, and the most enrolled. I'll say that. Right. Because I don't like to always say educated, because we, at the end of the day, we still don't know what the degree is in. You know what I mean? So that's a whole nother story.
Okay. That's fair.
You know, but I ain't trying to take no shots, but it's the truth though. Because everybody said they got a degree, but they don't never want to tell you what that degree in though. Because you can't get a degree. If you got a degree, it's all right with me. Shit, hey, I'm gonna tell you this. Since I've been
but 80, you don't get what he's saying. 80, you don't get what he's saying. It's not just about just having a degree. It's that they just trying to say that more black women are educated than black men, but they not saying what the degree is. So it could be you can have a
degree in sewing,
associate's degree,
but it don't matter. It
don't matter. No, it ain't. But it ain't about discredit. It's that at the end of the day, it's sometimes even with here's my problem with people always saying they got degrees. Sometimes these degrees don't equate to what I've learned in on the outside myself. Sometimes you can have a degree in something, and then you go into a field, and then what you learned, they be like, we ain't even what we doing here. You ain't gonna do none of that. I remember
how many smart dummies do y'all know?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
True. However, it's still a degree. You still worked for it. You earned it,
and we respect it. But you also got to remember
not
too,
even using their degrees at all, and that's fine.
And that's the point. And that's the other. That's
I might have a point.
But it also depends on where you at, because since I've been here in Texas, I done ran into more black folks that have their degrees and are using their degrees in the fields that they have them in. I didn't know that many black people in California that had fucking degrees like I have stuff in Texas. Because the difference. Hold on.
Go to colleges and black colleges. We don't have that in Cali.
I know, but that don't change on who got it and who don't. So the point that I'm trying to make is this. The point that I'm trying to make is this. They take education way more serious out here. So like in California, you can get a job and you can say I had 10 years of experience in this and they're gonna hire you. Out here, they don't give a fuck if you had 20 years experience. If you ain't got that piece of paper to say you got the degree, you ain't getting the job out here. That's how it is, bro. Like straight up.
I will have to agree with him.
Yeah, it's real talk.
And living in Texas is a completely different. It may be other southern states too.
Yeah.
But growing up in the 70s, 80s, 90s in Cali, you did not hear a lot of people going to college. You just didn't. And when I did move here, it was more emphasis on people from the South and Midwest going to college. That is true. I agree.
Hey, Dottie, hey, you right, man. I can't argue with you. I mean,
case closed.
I guess.
But again, like Dana said, right? Dana said, "Yo, whole ass dad."
But been there.
And men leave with money, but we used to hearing. But you gotta understand, like this, amongst so much other shit, Dana, we as black men used to hearing men ain't shit. I don't need no man. I don't. It's always a combativeness that we have to deal with and that we have to face. So before you sit up here and be like black men are like this, you gotta understand as a black woman, there's a reason we reacting. You see what I'm saying? And for every action, nah, fuck all that. For every action, there's a reaction. And
how many good women have y'all had? Just tell me, how many good women have you had in your life and you fucked over? How many?
Hey, yo, check this out. Before I answer this is how I'm gonna
being honest.
Hold on.
They fumbled me.
Look.
I don't believe you.
This is the way I'm gonna answer your question, Dana, and I think it's fair. I'm not cherry picking or anything, but I think it's fair to say this. the people that like there's very few LeBron Jameses and Kobe's where they find love and they find that one right person while they're in high school and then they stay with that person. Most of us have to have a bunch of motherfucking mistakes in our lives, a bunch of dicks that we regret and coochies that we regret before we find the right person. So for you to ask me that number, it's an unfair question because most of us, we're gonna have to run through how many men have you been through or dealt with that you regret before you found the right one?
Wouldn't you have less women that were good in your world?
Of course, right? that sounds about right.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. I can name guys that have fumbled the bag.
Right.
More than I can probably say that I've had good guys.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said. That's natural.
But you're saying you can't name, you can't count. That's unfair.
No. What I was trying to say is this: like, naturally, you're gonna have more guys and or girls who fumble the bag than you are that's gonna have the right ones. And then even when you find some of the right ones, what up, Pac? Even when you find some of the right ones, you might not know what to do with the right one once you finally stumble upon one.
Put up his finger. So,
well, here's a statistic that and you can look this up, Dana. This is an actual fact. There are more women. There are more. How's it go? There are more black women with kids than there are black men with kids. And the statistic is that there are less black women without kids, and there are more black men without kids. So the statistic states that it shows that there are more black women having kids with men that already have kids than men that don't have kids. And that's a stat. So in the same sense, right? What that shows is that even the women, they're choosing men that already have kids. They're choosing men, right? That probably some of these situations probably broke up families. Right?
You're wrong.
You're wrong. Things like that. Who knows what it is?
Just open up.
That is a known statistic.
But that's also because it's more as men. And then you got to think about it. There's more women than there is men. A lot of our men are incarcerated. We have a high population.
What that got to do with the women?
I'm making a point to your statement. So you got to think about it. We're talking about the numbers.
Incarceration ain't got nothing to do with this. You know that.
Incarceration got a lot to do with it because that's less choose from. What the fuck do you mean?
No, it don't. Okay, so this is my point. If a woman is having kids with a nigga that went to jail that already got kids, then what's your point? It's still women having kids with niggas that have kids.
What I'm saying is though, because you saying that you saying that they already got kids, but what I'm saying is the women don't got a whole lot to choose from, nigga.
Yes, they do, because there's more. Did you hear the stat? There's more men without kids than men with kids. There's more men.
That's bullshit.
There's a higher percentage of men.
That's bullshit.
I'm telling you, you can look it up.
You
okay, 80, let me ask you a question. 80, let me ask you a question.
You the only.
Hold on, 80. Hold on, let me ask you a question. How many kids you got?
I got 10.
How many
baby mothers?
3.
Thank you. You just rest my case. You got 3. The second baby mother made a choice to fuck with somebody that already got kids.
Yeah.
Okay, but I don't get it.
But that don't got shit to do with nothing. The point that I'm trying to make
you're the percentage of men. You're the percentage of men with kids versus the percentage of men that don't have kids. There's a higher percentage of men without kids.
80, take it as a compliment. All he's saying is all the women just want to fuck the same man.
They do. That's what it is.
I guess you're right. Well, since you put it like that,
oh my God,
women have proven the point.
Like that, I guess you're right. You feel me? Oh shit.
Nick Cannon got how many kids?
30.
What's this nigga? How many? Steph Diggs just had 3 baby mothers all together at the same time.
That nigga
Like
had
women are having kids with most women in the urban community are having kids with men that already have kids versus choosing men that don't have kids.
Yeah, and
I just don't like hearing
How many men don't have
men.
kids?
But I don't
It's
know.
a
I don't know. I
The
don't know.
percentage of men that have kids
I
is
don't know.
smaller than
I
the
want you to
percentage of men that
pull up
don't.
that statistic because I
You
can't
the
find
only
it.
nigga. You the only nigga I know that don't have kids. I don't know no other nigga that don't have no. I'm not saying I know everybody, but I don't know too many niggas.
Who Legend don't
What
got
y'all think
kids?
about what he just wrote on the
Oh.
screen?
Legend got kids.
Yeah.
What y'all think about this on the screen? What he said?
Wait,
What'd he
have these
say?
women
He trying to-
glamorizing that are in prison
No,
that be
no,
No, I must have told guys.
no.
Nah.
That's the wrong group. Nope.
Have these-
So he's saying in the culture, black women prefer these type men.
You glamorize people in prison, dudes in prison, niggas in prison. Who?
I think the urban community does. The
Mm.
urban community,
Ooh.
Facts. That's
not.
facts.
I'm not saying I'm
Ooh.
not like not women. I'm not saying women like you, Dana. I'm saying like the urban, the chicks that listen to that watch Love and Hip Hop and listen to Glorilla and Sexy Red. I feel like there's a
Yeah.
dynamic.
You
of
talking
women
about
that-
just ratchets, nigga? Just say it. You
yeah,
talking
just
about
ratchet chicks. They
Yeah, but
glamorize.
that's not what I
It's-
consider urban. I
And it's-
consider
and
that
it's
a
okay. It's
subgroup.
okay. And hey, it's okay to say it like that. You know why? Because I was 46 years old when I realized there's a difference between niggas and black people. So you can go ahead and just bust them out, call them by what it is. you know what I'm
It
saying?
ain't even. Hey, it's not even just that.
There you go, Larry.
Hey,
What's it? They all different kind of them. And more options. I mean, you know,
Yo,
that's
now
what I just said.
that's a point.
you talking about them niggas in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Listen.
Nah, but that's a
matter of
good
fact,
point though, man. That's
Matter of
definitely a
fact.
valid point. That's
I'm
definitely a
trying
valid point because yo, you know what's crazy?
Come here.
I'm glad she pointed that out because
What you
that was
doing?
one of the things that I wanted to say initially when we first started the panel, as far as like the traditional black family like becoming extinct. Is just we come like again, we come from an era where it wasn't necessarily discrimination or homophobia or anything like that, but now we got niggas that's like more feminine than the females. You know what I'm saying? Like when you got dudes, when you go from masculine black men to black men wearing purses, blouses, tight ass niggas, nails, wearing bonnets and all that kind of shit like that, you definitely sacrificing tradition.
That's a product of the.
That's what it is. And like I said in the
Product
beginning,
of the
times
fathers
have
not being
changed.
at home, bro. That's a product of that. If you,
That's-
you gonna let your son walk around like that?
I disagree.
no.
That's a product of the prison system. Shit.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
That's them. Hey, listen,
Oh, Dana, why?
I'm just saying, and them
We
uncles
still-
and people that be molesting the kid, like, come on now, like, and some are not
Nah.
molested, and it's exposure.
Social media. But let me ask you this, Dana.
Exposure.
How much do you think, if that's the case, I get your point, but a lot of us, not us, but a lot of, especially today's generation, the youth, they go off of what they see on social media. They all over social media.
True.
We want to talk about a traditional black family, right? Bring a traditional family, bring a black family together at the table, right? These niggas gonna be on the phone. They're gonna be on their phone on social media at the dinner table because that's just the era that we live in. Like I said earlier, I go out to dinner all the time. I see people they can't even have a conversation. They on their phone.
See, but
You
that's
see what I'm saying? So when you influenced by what you see on
and
online,
if a man is going to sit there and disengage, believe
Men?
me,
That's not true.
have the conversation.
Why men?
Like, why can't one person just have the I'm a talker. You know what I'm saying? I like to
Right.
engage with my partner.
but everybody's not like you. You got to
I get
understand that.
Yes, I
All
get
all
that.
women aren't like you though.
However, I'm not saying they are. I don't.
Okay.
Not at all. But I'm just saying, at some point, does that become unacceptable? You understand what I'm saying? you're saying, you know, you see people doing it, but at what point is that unacceptable? Is that acceptable with you when you go out with your
That's not
wife?
true.
Hey, that's an individual. That goes on an individual basis. Because like I said, the reason why I notice it is because just that. For me, it's unacceptable. I'm on some old school shit where you know what? I'll be on my phone. Sometimes I go out to dinner, I'll be on my phone, she be on her phone. But we don't be on our phone the whole fucking 2 hours and not saying anything to each other. We communicate, we talk about shit, we talk about shit that has something to do with dinner. We talk about her day, my day, whoever's day. Oh shit, I was with homegirl. Oh shit, I was with these niggas, or whatever it might be. Regular
From initially sitting down at your table, and the moment you guys get on the phone, you're given the same perception as other people.
Nah, but
people
look.
are probably not going to sit in a restaurant and stare at you for the entire 2 hours.
Nah, I'm not. Look.
They probably just are on their way out. They look at
my thing is this.
Doing the same shit that other people do.
Nah, look.
Gives that
Look, Dana, listen to what I'm saying. When I sit down at the table, ain't no phones coming out. My phone ain't coming out.
You contradict yourself.
No, I didn't. When I just said, hold on. Before you said that I contradicted myself, there's a difference between me saying I've been out to dinner. Like I said, I go out to dinner all the time. There's a difference between me saying that I've been on my phone, and as soon as I sit down, I jump on my phone. I'm telling you like this. As soon as I sit down, the first thing I do is not pull out my motherfucking phone and just be on my motherfucking phone. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a difference. And as far as like staring at people the whole duration, I've just happened to look up and just scanning my surroundings and saying, damn, they look unhappy as fuck. And just happen to look down and be like, damn, no wonder they look happy as fuck. They ain't said nothing. They're not even speaking to each other because she's on his phone or he's on his phone, and she's just like this, like looking hella mad. You know what I'm saying? But there might be times where I go out to dinner, I'm like, yo, I might need to jump on my phone. I might need to. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. And sometimes she might need to jump on her phone. So if she gotta get on her phone, even if she don't need to, she might just want to get on her phone and be like, hey, look, just as a conversation piece. That's just what it is. But to sit up there and go out to dinner and be on your phone the entire time and just have this weird ass day, that's something totally different. And that's the shit that I don't do.
But hey, I want to address what Venetia said.
Man that just joined us, man. What up, big man?
I want to address what up. I want to address Venetia though. I want to address Venetia because
how y'all doing?
Was good. Because I just want, because when people say stuff, hold on,
keep your thought. Hold on. Let me introduce them to bring them onto the show first. So we got Big Man. He new to the show, man. So we brought him on. Actually, Rail, he live in Sacramento. There you go. So
okay.
And he got a lot of stuff going on. Please believe. And now we got Reflection, man. I know you logged in a minute ago, man. Salute to Reflection, bro. But I'm gonna let Rail get his thought out, and then I'm gonna come to y'all two next. So I want to get y'all involved in the conversation.
Okay. What I want to address with Venetia is what Venetia's saying is, and I feel like people got to look stuff up before they just throw stuff out there, because basically what she's throwing out there is and this is the problem. This is the problem that happens throughout social media and what is portrayed out there and what's put out there. So her statement, can you put it back up, Fred? Her statement that she said, she said that the black man.
Oh.
I want to.
Venetia bugging. Who the fuck is that?
You know, Denisha, if you don't stop, that's the homie.
That's the homie.
You can't find the comment, Fred?
Wait, what's it say again?
About black men running to snow bunnies?
Oh yeah, that's Denisha Doss.
Yeah. So the reason why I'm addressing that, and I said it's not true, is because if you look it up, if you actually look up the statistics, a lot of people make statements going off of what they see and what's portrayed. But what they don't portray and what they don't like to portray is black love. They don't want to portray it. They don't want to, they don't want to promote it. They don't want to they don't want to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? So even with her statement, if she, yo, hey, bring that shit down. Yo, mute him, Fred. This is crazy. What are you doing? So what I wanted to say to her was, she has to go look that up. But I've even seen this stat. There are most black men in the United States are married to black women. Majority of black men in the United States are married to black women. So that all black men are not running the snow bunnies. And just to be clear too, just so y'all know, it ain't black men running the snow bunnies, it's what is thrown in their face. A lot of women from other cultures want black men. They throw themselves at black men.
We have more options.
So we have more options. But if you look up the statistic, most black men in the United States, look up the stats.
I'm gonna need you to pull up the stats and stop telling us to look it up because I didn't.
Nah, y'all look it up because I already seen it.
Find the last stat. I didn't find it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I already seen it. You don't believe me? Go look it up.
Hey,
just because you work retail and just because of where you located, just because you work retail because of where you located, you seeing what you see in your area. That's just your area. You cannot take your 1 little % of an area and say this is the whole United States. I'm sorry, it's just not the case.
Yo, look, what real quick, I'm gonna just sprinkle this shit out there, right? When we just like Ralph just said, we have more options because more women from other ethnicities and other races want to date a black man for whatever their reasons are. I don't know. I don't give a fuck. That's not the point. But with that being said, when that's the case, we have more options. But Tiana did make a point. She said if she wants to date all different kinds of men, then she'll have more options. Again, but if the mentality is, I'm just gonna stick with black men, you're not gonna have those options that black men have. Dana, that's all I'm trying to say.
Y'all cannot flip this on his head like y'all in demand now, like y'all wasn't pursuing the white.
Oh my God, it's not even about that. I'm quoting what people are saying. That's a black woman who said that.
Thank you.
That's a black woman who said that.
We're not gonna flip it. Let's not.
I just want to say somebody looked it up.
That's a valid point.
All these men are.
I just want to say somebody looked it up.
Okay, 85 to 90% of married men are married to black women. Okay, but that's married. We talking.
But that's the point. But that's what she said. She said most black men are running to snow bunnies.
That's just marriage statistics. We ain't talking about marriage statistics.
But that was the point I'm making. The point I'm making is that if 85 to 90. If we all running the snow bunnies, how is 85 to 90% married to black women?
What's the total percentage of married black people? Come on, we went to school, let's do the math.
Nah, you still gotta answer that man question though.
If we all running the snow bunnies, that wouldn't be the number.
What's the divorce? Hey, look at this. And this is a black woman. Look what she just wrote.
A lot of racists don't want to date black women.
Now argue with her. I ain't even argue with your sister.
I mean, I'm not arguing with that.
Hey, shout out to Kim.
I don't know about the hit it and quit it, but I know that we are desirable. We have always been. You know what I'm saying?
Can't make this shit up.
All my grandchildren are bilingual. All of them. Black sons. Black daughters, all my children are bilingual. Okay. So what's the statistic on black people getting divorced? All those black people, look that up. What's the statistics? Because I'm gonna tell you right now,
it's not higher than white people. It's not higher than white people.
If you have a black man raised in the crack era, we talking about myself, raised in the crack era, single mother home, moms did crack, didn't get married. Now I'm a rapper. one of the top rappers out here in Sac. We was America's sweethearts out here. I was the staple for a black man and black woman being together, raising 4 kids. Praise for that shit all through the city. Okay? Right? But then you have the system where people say, oh, the system don't affect you. Yeah, it does. System affect you because you got the black woman in the house calling the black man in his house faggots, emasculating him, demasculating, whatever the word is, right? In front of his kids.
That sounds very personal right there.
In front of his kids, he running tight shirt. Other people come in and say, damn, I wish I could drop my kids off here. You got your kids cleaning, making sure they checking in, they calling, they doing everything. They're getting straight A's in school and everything, right? Okay. So we're talking with the 70s and 80s of crack from one mother did to a whole family. Okay, to whereas when it came to where's how I talk to their mama, because I don't hit women, and I'm saying what the fuck I want to say, Dad, I don't want to marry a black woman. I'll see how they act.
I don't know how many want to marry you. Shit, I mean, I'm sure this.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm
not even saying. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying. You put it out there like you had a ratchet baby mama. I mean, you know what I'm saying? She was horrible.
No. She was a great mother.
Well, she was calling you faggots and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I remember she was cool. She was cool.
I don't know. That's just
she was a great mother. I'm just saying the whole city saw this crumble. See what I'm saying? My city saw this rise and saw it crumble.
And so because your marriage failed, now you don't want to date a black woman. You don't want to.
No, I didn't say me.
What are you talking about then?
My kids are bilingual. I mean, my grandkids are bilingual. My grandkids, they went and they did not marry a black woman, is what I'm saying. Oh. You understand do you understand what I'm saying?
But this where I gotta intervene. This where I gotta intervene. I say this all the time because me and Reflection go back and forth about this from time to time. We got to stop categorizing all black women with the same stigma from the shit that we see on social media or because of a couple of bad incidences that we had. Because at the end of the day, the same way it's the choice or not whether we do drugs like we talked about earlier, it's your choice on who you want to be with. So we got to make the conscious decision on what works best as a man for what you got going on. And what we can't do, it would be asinine for us to sit here and be like, okay, well, all black women are the same. We know all black women ain't the same, just like we know all black men ain't the same. Right. They'll put a stigma on us and they'll say, oh, niggas ain't shit. Well, which niggas ain't shit? Because, bitch, I'm this shit. You know what I mean? We can always respond and reply like that. So we can't put everybody in the same category. Now, what I will say is this. Unfortunately, for the generation that we're in, the shit that we're exposed to more often is the shit that we don't like. And that's because it's boldly in our face on social media. You mentioned Sexy Red and some of the rappers and the things that are going on. And a lot of that shit, as you get older, just has a distasteful feel to it. Whether it's the music, whether it's the way that motherfuckers act. When I was younger, we was out there. We was doing our thing. Hey, big man, you know, like we used to rock stages and rock shows and do all that. When I was younger, it was cool to have a bunch of ratchet females, you know, dancing around the joint and dancing all on the couches and on the tables, on the pool tables. But as we get older, we look at that and we say, that ain't it, right? Because you grow from some of those things too. I'm just saying that to say this. I know a lot of times the way the conversations get dealt out is like all black women are like this category, and all black men, we got to stop doing that shit, man. Like we really got to stop doing it.
And if you choose other, you choose other. Stop using us as a scapegoat and why you choose other.
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have anything to necessarily do with us. Oh, our attitudes are this or that. We got an attitude because we was tired of putting up with somebody's shit at some point. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of people from different experiences that it changed them. You know what I'm saying? And once they change, typically they don't go back. You know what I'm saying? Unless they find someone that's willing to kind of work past some of the shit that they've been through. And that go from man and women. And men, y'all hold on to shit for life, for dear life.
I mean, to be fair,
one time and I'm scarred forever.
But to be fair, y'all do the same shit. To be fair, y'all do the same shit. Because one nigga ruin it, and all of us is the same now. So we ain't gonna do that neither. We ain't
How
gonna.
many women get remarried now? So look, that's the statistics.
No, and they do. But how many
women get remarried versus men get remarried? I want to know
but
that.
more men
better marry somebody who they married. They
but
marry
more
themselves.
men.
They
But
married
more
They
themselves.
more
men.
likely married for the first time because they old and shit, and now they like, okay, I'm gonna finally do it because I don't want to be alone. Come on,
How many
man.
men on? How
No.
many men on?
No,
How
that's
many
not.
men on
And,
this
and
panel?
y'all got to stop thinking that too. Y'all got to stop thinking that all these dudes out here is about that. Y'all got to stop thinking that. Oh, no, I'm saying this.
Did I say all?
No. I'm just saying this. But your statement, the way you said it, what a lot of people got to realize too, is a lot of these dudes they're not. I use the term wolf. They're not a wolf. They ain't about that. They ain't been out here getting women. They ain't been out here. Not a lot of dudes. A lot of dudes out here are very simple. It ain't that some people have just gotten with the wrong people, but a lot of dudes out here ain't built a certain way. All of these dudes ain't built to be out here and getting women like that. Ain't they? Not all of them. Let
me ask a question. Let me ask a question real quick on the panel. How many people on the panel have been married before? So Rail the only one. So Rail the only one that ain't been married. Now everybody that raised their hand, how many of y'all are still married to that same person? What we
I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm not saying I'm smart. I'm just saying this. I might be choosing a little wisely.
Hey, you can say that, but I mean, you see what the numbers say, right?
Has anybody been married more than once?
Nah.
Well,
yeah.
You gonna lie to me like that? I don't even know. No.
Hey, y'all. We haven't heard one time from old boy over here, man. So I
gotta hear from he out here smoking and drinking and smoking. Nigga,
and ain't got nothing to say or no words out. And I know the nigga itching, bro.
Shout out to everybody on the panel tonight. I always speak from the heart. I would have to put the failure of a lot of relationships, 95% of the failure of relationships, I would have to put it at the footstool of the female. And the reason why I say that is because women has chosen it to be their job and to try to prove to themselves, not to us, but to themselves, that they don't need us men. A bitch can't even fuck herself in the bedroom without a dick.
Shit, there's all kinds of shit you can use. This one, like they all work. Two of them,
look at you running your mouth.
Yeah,
you women can't even have a child. You can't even have a child without our sperm.
You can't either. What the fuck? You can't have a child without us.
When you women stop trying,
what the fuck?
When you gonna let me talk?
Maybe.
When you women start trying to figure out how to survive without us, I guarantee you will see the level of relationships climb to its highest level. To its highest level. I think a lot of people don't even understand what the word relationship means. Relationship is not a struggle. Relationship is not sacrifice. Love is sacrifice, but not a relationship. A relationship is
bullshit. Relationship is sacrifice like a motherfucker, boy.
Red pill.
There's levels. There's levels. There's first grade, there's second grade, there's third grade. Wes, what you're talking about is 8th grade. I'm talking about ground level.
Okay.
A relationship is a bondmanship that you want to have with the person that you're attracted to. You know what my brother told me, my oldest brother? He said, he peaked my game, right? This is back then, years ago. He said, hey, don't always pursue who you like. He said, sometimes accept who likes you. It's a lot of people right now in a relationship, they didn't even like each other. She was flattered because this nigga met her in a club. He was flattered because this bitch met him in a strip club. or at a grocery store. He didn't even like her, but he was flattered. This bitch didn't even like him, but she was flattered. I think relationships fail because you don't even like each other from the jump. It's built off of lust and it's built off of sexuality. It's not built off of saying, you know what? I want to bond with this person. I want to build with this person. I want to establish something with this person. If you remove sex from a relationship, you should have a relationship with your significant other like you should have with your brother or your sister. If you remove sex from it, you should have a relationship. When my sister come around or my brothers come around, I love them to death. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, sis, what's up? Sis. That's how your relationship should be. But I think we're fogged in because we put other carnal activities involved in a relationship. A relationship should be established by a bond that you seek to make with that one person. And that one person alone. But there's so many other distractions, we don't even know the establishment of what a relationship really is. But I have to put it back at the footstool of the women. The women have shown to try to show us men why they don't need us. And that's why a lot of you bitches relationships are failing. Because you're trying to replace us in every other way and you can't. You can't.
I got
Say it louder, it may be true.
You not know real man.
It ain't true.
You don't know what a man is.
I gotta disagree with you. And this is why. I'm just gonna say this.
I don't think nobody.
Everybody fuck up, man. We can't just put the shit on the women. The women would have never been put in a situation where they had to show their masculinity or their independence. You know what I mean? Had the brothers would have been there from the jump. And I've went back and forth with different people about this same situation, same scenario. The problem is when something happens by default, it wasn't part of the ecosystem, right? It wasn't the way that it was supposed to go. You back a motherfucker into the corner, you don't know what they're capable of doing, right? You know what I mean? You get put until you're confronted with a situation, you don't know what type of person that you gonna be or what that situation is gonna turn you into. Some dudes go to jail and was soft and they come out hard. Some dudes thought they was hard, went to jail and come out soft. Like you just never know until you actually put into that situation what you're gonna be faced with. So I feel I'm just gonna say this and then I'll let you have it. I feel like a lot of these women who are single mothers are left to kind of fend for themselves. We're not talking about the ones that are just terrible and want to be spiteful to the baby daddies. No, we ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the ones that genuinely were who they were supposed to be, and they got forced into a situation where they had to be a provider for a whole family in a place where it takes two people. They had to be two parents. They had to, hold on. I'm gonna give it to you. They had to, because as a single father, I know what that's came with. I know what that's came with. And until you actually walk in them shoes, you can't really put that title on somebody and then make it seem like they were independent because of the choice. Sometimes we're not making choices and options.
I never stuck my dick in a female that I never said to myself, if I sperm this bitch, do I want this child?
Man, shut your lying ass up, nigga. What the fuck?
How old are we? Are we grown? Like, have a fucking emotional intelligence. Like, are we having a intelligent conversation? Or what are we doing?
And I didn't realize the cost for that. Never.
So that means you went wrong every time then. That means you went wrong every time then. That means every time you know. That means you went wrong every time. Every
80,
time.
I gotta say this. 80, I gotta say this. First of all, I'm not trying to come down on women. I'm just being realistic about the situation. And I say this all the time. Like Dana here, Dana was married. She had a child with her ex-husband, right? And I'm not saying that all marriages going to work out, but here's the dynamic of her situation. She said that she has a great co-parenting situation, right? And I feel that is partly because she was married. But I just want to be clear about something. If majority of women that are single mothers, if they demanded a ring before they had a kid and did not allow a man, because listen, and let's just be real, there's no way If a man came inside you, you let that happen, because unless he took it, that woman allowed it to happen. So let's be clear. If more women demanded a ring before they ever had a child, there would be a lot less single mothers out here. And that's just a fact. There would be a lot less single mothers out here because you know why? Because you know why? No, I'm explaining why, Dana. No, Dana, I'm explaining why. Because if it took that man to marry you before you had a child, a lot of niggas wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it. They would not have made it. If women demanded a ring before they had a child, the men wouldn't have made it. Right. They wouldn't have made it.
Women have more power than what women want to say they have. And the reason why women don't want to say they have that power is because they're looking for an excuse to blame us. Women are looking for an excuse to get for their failures.
First of all, you can't speak for women just like I can't speak for men. So you can't speak for me. So listen.
What's your body count? What's your body count?
Nigga, if I'm not fucking you, that's none of your business, okay? That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
Wow.
I can tell you mine.
First of all,
I've been with a dozen of women. That means or more. That means I got more education on how women move than you do.
That's nonsense.
You got you.
Just because you say it doesn't make it true. It doesn't make it true. You know that, right?
You guys want to control the narrative of your failure. Your failure is yourself. You guys are gatekeepers.
Hold on.
You guys are gatekeepers. A woman is a gatekeeper of her future. Nobody is raping you out here. I've never raped a bitch, ever. You guys are gatekeepers.
Listen, man. Listen.
Funny.
Listen. So as a man, you don't assume no responsibility for where you put your dick in, right? Hold on.
Reflection. I mean,
so as a man, and so with real and reflection, both of y'all. So as a man, you have no responsibility for where you put your dick at there, right? So you gonna leave it up to an emotional woman to decide whether or not where you put your dick at, right? Y'all niggas are terrible, bro.
I mean,
y'all niggas is terrible, bro.
80. Hold on, reflection. Let me get him. Can I get him reflection? I'm 47 with no kids. Yes, nigga. I know what I'm doing out here. I was not out here going raw. I wasn't out here going raw and every chick. It's called a condom. And I used them very well.
Okay then. So
I took the responsibility. So as a man, I assume the responsibility to not just get anybody pregnant.
But that's the whole thing though. But there's not. You are probably the 1% of the niggas that's in the age group that we are.
It's a choice, but it's a choice though.
I get that. But so that means everybody else who's on this panel. That means everybody else is on this panel assume responsibility for their actions.
You know how many? Matter of fact,
you're playing devil's advocate. Wes, you're playing devil's advocate. I've never betted a woman that I never thought about. What if this happens ever? Any female?
So you mean every woman that you had sex with, you can picture her being your baby mama? That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
But 80.
Blame you,
nigga.
When it gets, I didn't have my first until I was 45. I didn't have my first until I was 45.
Yo.
Any situation that you don't involve, you know what you're doing as a man. You know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. And what makes it even worse, that woman should know what she's doing. Women are gatekeepers to their existence. They know what they're doing. The wedding and the marriage date is about the woman. It ain't even about the man. So how is it that you're going to go and walk down the altar and down the aisle with this man that you're not even sure of that you love? You're not even sure of that you can trust them. But you're walking down the aisle because you want to do this situation in your mind that you're assuming, oh, this is what my mother did. This is my great grandmother.
There's no man out there that wanted to be married. Get the fuck out of here. You just
but
loud
here's the
and
thing.
wrong. You just talk
But here's the
loud
thing.
and wrong.
No, but here's
There's
my
no
thing.
man out here that chose
What
to
I'm
get married. Women just all want to get married. They just out here, everybody want to get married. Woman, every woman.
But who accepts the proposal?
What the
Wait a minute.
Look,
But here's my
look
thing.
at you.
This is what I'm saying.
What you
This is what I'm saying.
Crazy talk.
What I'm saying is,
I can say.
I have chosen to use condoms.
Very good.
I knew that if I'm with a woman and we wasn't in a committed relationship, and because a lot of women I slept with, we were not in a relationship, we were not committed.
Man,
But
them is two most foolish ass
hold on,
niggas
let
I
me
ever met
finish.
in my
Let me
life,
finish.
man.
So
Both
let me
of these
finish.
niggas is full
So
of
with
shit.
me, hold on, 80. So with me knowing that, I'm like, yes, I'm using condoms. Even my relationships in the beginning, yes, we use condoms. Because
So all the
why?
rest of us ain't shit, then.
Because
All
at
the
the
rest
end
of
of the
us ain't
day,
shit.
let me finish. Because at the end of the day, even in the beginning, in the relationship, there's no guarantee that this is it. I probably wouldn't have stopped using condoms unless we moved in together. And that would have been the only way for me to really stop using condoms because I knew in my heart of hearts, I'm still trying to learn this person.
So-
I'm still trying to understand this person.
So
Yes, I will. Yeah, there's a point where I'm thinking to myself, yeah, I would marry this person. But until we get there, I got to make sure ain't no accident.
So you're telling me that the whole time you've been alive, you ain't never had sex without a condom?
I have had
then,
sex
nigga.
without a
Okay,
condom.
then.
But what I'm
then.
saying is those people I had sex without a condom with, one was my ex, and one was somebody that I wanted to be with long term.
So you did take a chance then. So you hold on. So you did take a chance then. You made it sound like nigga, every time you had sex.
But what I'm saying is, majority of my life in the beginning, in my 20s and 30s, I was the condom king. You could, but anybody asked me, nigga, I had them on deck, I had them in the car, I had them in the house, I was the condom nigga, and I'm carrying certain ones. And I'm carrying certain ones. So if you ask me for one, you better be able to fit it, nigga. Don't borrow it if you can't fit it, nigga.
Hold on.
You don't need condoms. You don't need condoms. Most niggas don't even know their condom size. You don't need condoms as an excuse. You don't need condoms. 99.9% of the women, 99.9% of the women that I betted, I didn't even have a strap on. I didn't even have a condom.
Of course you didn't, because you knew you wanted to marry her.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Anybody should be speaking in a way about women. I feel like it should be the man that used the condom majority of the time who was responsible for a fucking person that was out there reckless with they
No. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I've chosen the condom before women sometimes.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. No, I'm saying you were responsible. So I feel like the conversation coming from Rail should be more likely not in the tone and the manner, because I think you have a little bit more decorum than that. But I feel like that could be coming from you because you had discipline, self-control, and used condoms in most cases. He's out here dicking down whomever raw. So how are you going to talk about a woman when you out here fucking?
You know why? You know why I can talk about? You know why I can talk about?
To be worse. What are you talking about?
You know why I can talk about a woman? And most of my real relationships were black women. So I want to let that be known first. I've never got around having a real relationship with a black woman. I love black women, right? Even though I was raised in Texas, whatever. And the narrative was the Brooke Shields and whatever like that. Most of my real relationships were black women. I love them. But you know why I put the blame of the failure of relationship of today at the foot of women right now? It's because the excuse you guys make. There is no way that I'm the egg provider, right? There is no way that I'm the egg provider and I'm not gonna roll and raise that at the highest value of who I sleep with. There is no way I'm the gatekeeper and I'm just letting any Tom, Dick, and Harry run through this bitch.
I
How?
don't understand what you're saying. Okay, somebody explain it to me.
I'm calling out bullshit when I see it, because y'all know I'm gonna call out bullshit.
What he's saying is how are these women letting anybody just anytime Dick and Harry get between their legs? That's what he's saying.
It ain't an excuse.
Niggas gotta bring the condom. Why do we gotta bring the condom? You're the gatekeeper.
You're speaking for every woman. Like, I don't understand. Like, maybe that's just the woman you fuck with. Like, I don't know. Like,
but you don't have a uterus. So you don't have a uterus?
Hey.
I agree with what this young lady just said.
It's on both parties, man. It's on both parties.
It's not, yo, listen, 80, I love that you backing the women, but honestly, in all fairness, women, you're going inside the woman. If she's not stopping men from going inside her,
Raw,
that is on that you. It ain't no. I'm just sorry, bro. If that's your way of thinking, hold on.
If that's your mindset and you think that the woman that you having sex with is getting ran up in by a bunch of niggas, why is you still fucking her? See, that's the problem with you niggas. You niggas just say anything. You niggas, hold on. Hey, if I know a woman is getting ran through, I'm still not fucking her with I'm not fucking her at all. Nigga, I don't even want to take that chance. I'm not gonna take that chance.
Now you capping. I know you capping, nigga. I know you capping. Get the hell out of here, nigga.
You with this never raw shit.
I know you capping.
You talking this never raw shit.
You telling me in your 20s and 30s, you telling me in your 20s and 30s the chick is getting ran through, you ain't trying to hit to it.
We talking about today. We talking about, and just like you lying, talking about you the fuck every girl you fuck with a rapper. Nigga, you was raw dicking, it just wasn't sticking, nigga. You was raw dicking, it just wasn't sticking, nigga. This nigga reflects with his fine ass.
At 47 years old, I'm not
he laid up with, he thought he could marry and be his baby mama. Y'all niggas is both full of shit. You niggas will say anything on this goddamn internet shit, nigga.
80. Let's be clear. At 40-something years old, I'm not doing what I was doing in my 20s and early 30s.
Yeah, I get that.
You're not doing what you was doing. Nigga, you got 10 kids. So that means you was just fucking raw for fucking, you fucked raw for 10 years in a row.
That just mean my dick work, nigga. What about yours, nigga?
I'm just saying, nigga,
don't come for me, nigga.
You saying
don't come for me,
nigga. You was going raw. You was going raw in your whole beginning of your life.
But there's a big difference between a nigga that's having kids with women that he fucking with and just having kids with random bitches. So that's different.
I'm saying you know what I mean? The point I'm making to you is you just said.
No, what I'm not doing is lying, nigga. Y'all niggas be lying, nigga.
You literally just said that women, me and Reflection out here sleeping with chicks that niggas done ran through. No, I am 47 years old.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was by your.
Today, I'm not sleeping with chicks that niggas ran through. But yeah, in my 20s, am I gonna lie? My 20s and 30s was niggas wild out here. I was damn we was wild, nigga. I was wild in fucking high school, nigga. Like,
and you was wild, But for you niggas to get on here and act like you niggas ain't, one nigga talking about he ain't never went raw, another nigga talking about every woman he laid down with, he can see as his baby mama. You niggas is goofy, bro.
I ain't saying I ain't never went raw. I'm just saying this, nigga, I protected myself.
Y'all
And
niggas be killing me, bro.
hey, listen,
Niggas be
nigga.
killing me.
Hey,
Niggas
listen,
don't say
nigga.
anything
I got
nigga
the
on some
receipts.
goddamn internet,
Wait,
boy.
listen, I have the receipts, my nigga. I had no kids. So that's my receipt, nigga. If I'm lying, I'm fine. I fuck more. I know I fuck more bitches than you, nigga. And I'm telling you this for a fact. Nigga, I know this for a fact. So then my nigga, I done been from California to Virginia, up into California, Virginia, and New York, nigga.
Just because you was where you was at don't mean you was popping, nigga.
I know what I've been doing out here. You got three baby mothers.
Just jumped off
I
the
don't
point,
have
nigga.
three baby mothers, so that means you dealt with those same three women for
Maybe your three didn't stick, nigga. Maybe your three didn't stick, nigga. But for you to make a claim like that, nigga, you letting that hookah get to you, nigga. You letting that hookah get to you. That's fine and dandy, nigga. But you letting that hookah get to you, nigga. I'm 80 Chamberlain around this bitch, nigga. You got me fucked up, nigga. Hey, just because you was,
nigga, I know, nigga.
you with the girls called their best friend.
From fucking junior high school, nigga.
You act like your dick was the only nigga dick working in junior high school, nigga. The fuck is you talking about?
What I'm telling you is,
niggas
nigga,
just jumped off
I'm
the porch,
telling you
nigga.
is,
Fuck you gonna
nigga,
tell me about something, nigga? The fuck out of here,
I've been
nigga.
getting it, and I've been protecting myself, and this is why.
It sound like you trying to convince yourself, nigga. It sounds like you trying to convince yourself, nigga. Cause you ain't convincing me, nigga. You sound like a nigga that just started getting some pussy, nigga. You got me fucked up, nigga.
For my
You sound like a nigga that just started getting pussy, nigga.
I took
Goofy ass nigga.
responsibility for my
Niggas is
actions,
goofy as
and I
fuck,
use
nigga.
condoms,
This nigga in his
It
40s,
ain't my
nigga,
fault
just now
that
find
you
out his
ain't
dick
use
can work, nigga.
condoms, and you
You want me to fuck out of here with that shit, nigga?
That's not
You
my
niggas
fault.
is clowns, cuz.
That's not my
Straight
fault.
up, nigga.
Don't be
Fuck is
mad
you
at me
talking about, nigga?
because I
I'm
took
80 Chamberlain around this
responsibility,
motherfucker.
nigga. I
You
know
better
what I
ask about
did,
me, nigga.
And in some
Hey, you better
cases,
ask about me, nigga.
in some
Fuck is
cases,
you talking about,
in some
nigga?
cases,
You don't
I
know a
ain't
nigga
even
that
on the
got more
stove.
pussy than me,
I
nigga. Fuck
straight
is you
got
talking
head,
about, nigga?
and we know I'm the
Fuck is
kind of
niggas talking about? Clown ass niggas. Niggas is
Can I ask Freddie Benz a question? Can I ask Freddie Benz a question, please?
Hold on, man. Hold on. Let me ask this question real quick, man. God, yeah, I'm trying to change the subject now. Hey, hold on.
You're crazy. Y'all niggas is
Hey,
wild, man.
when he cut to the family, right? What do y'all think is the biggest downfall in the families? Y'all think it's culture, or do y'all think it's economics? That'd be the biggest fall for making a family fall apart.
I think it's both.
It's leadership. It's leadership. I don't care what's going on outside the house. I don't care what's going on with social media. I don't care what type of influence it's the foundation of your home. It's leadership within the home. You can't get I never saw a chief pretending that he was a lion or he or she was a lion. And I never saw a lion pretending that it was a brown lion. It's leadership.
Hard to hear you real quick. Reflection. It's hard to hear. It's going in and out. Let me go to Big Man. I know Big Man. You've been over there in your car. Let me bring you to the light. Do you think it's more about economics, or you think it's
echoing? It's echoing. It's echoing.
But at the same time, when you gave us the two, we only had those two options, right?
Yeah, just those two options: economics and culture.
Yeah, it's economics. Economics hands down. Because culture is already embedded. It ain't on you. You feel what I'm saying? Economics, all that shit can change at any in a heartbeat. You know what I mean? As far as like your money situation. You know what I'm saying? Your living situation and everything, especially if you have a family.
I think it's culture.
If you can hear me, 80, log out, log back in. The mic is going in and out and echoing.
I think it's culture because the culture affects the economics. The way the culture, the culture of the culture has people not being smart with the economics. It has people. The culture has people spending what they don't need to spend. The culture has people doing shit that is making them live out their means. The culture has people you know, especially when they watching rap videos, they watching all these things. The culture is what's making people economically not be smart. You feel what I'm saying? So I think the culture is the reason why
It's not the culture.
It's affecting the household.
It's not. Can you niggas hear me now?
He said we can only
Can
choose culture and economics.
One of the two. Which
It's
one?
definitely culture. It's definitely the culture, and I'll tell you why. Because culturally, we've lost all understanding and the tradition that would be separating us and would be bringing us up. Culturally, we're doing fucked up things. Like we talk about the black fatigue shit. You know what I'm saying? Culturally, as a culture, our culture is behind. We're not where we should be economically or socially. You know what I mean? But the culture, everything derives from the culture. Culturally, we're not talking. We're not taught economics. Culturally, we're not taught generational wealth. Culturally, we're not taught how to have savings bonds and stocks and bonds. We've discussed that. That's something that culturally we're not privy
We're taught all of that
so it takes away from the whole aspect of it. You know what I mean? It's culture and it's economics, but it all starts with the culture. We live in a culture right now where motherfuckers think it's cool for everybody to piece up $300 on a goddamn booth, but won't piece up $300 on the business.
Hey, let me ask you this then. You think we got a problem living within our means? And the reason I asked y'all about culture and economics, because I've never seen a Birkin bag in a trailer park. And let that sink in. But I seen one in the hood, though.
You don't see the average black woman, and it's fake. You don't see the average black woman with a Birkin bag.
You don't, but I ain't never seen one in the trailer park.
But you will see a Birkin bag in the project.
Or ask for one either.
You'll see a Birkin bag in the projects. Is it real?
Yeah, and a lot of times
these women, half of the purses these women carry are not real. Half of the people that are on these house shows, Atlanta Housewives, their bags are not real. So
and I get what you're saying.
It's perception. Half
but
of
what I'm saying
jewelry is not real.
Okay, so Dana, me growing up in New York, and New York is a fashion capital. New York is that fashion is a big thing in New York. If you did have something fake, people are so like tuned in to what is fake and what's real that if you do show up with something fake, the chicks will be able to tell. The chicks will clown you. So this is why a lot of times the girls in the projects, the bags, they spent their last on the bag, but it's real.
Right. But who was buying the bags also?
We cannot blame it on the enemy outside of our home. The enemy doesn't live inside of our house. We can't blame anything that's going on with the influence of our kids and the raising of our kids on the outside. As long as our training on the inside is structured properly, there is no way.
But it's not. It's not.
I don't know. No. You got sisters on welfare, so the man's telling them what to do. Outside.
Okay, so let me ask everybody on this panel. This question to everybody. Who has a key to your house?
Nobody who don't live there.
Right.
To have a resume that had the key to your home, right?
They got to be part of this immediate family, nigga.
So this goes back to what I said about the woman with her opening her legs. Why would you give a nigga a key to that situation and he hasn't earned it? Why?
But I feel
even Carfax has a resume. A lot of these bitches don't have a resume that they want to give that nigga that's fucking her. Because she know her Carfax is fucked up.
I think it's a weak move as a man to put all that on a woman, nigga. That's like that's a weak ass nigga. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. That's a weak ass nigga. Because at the end of the day, nigga, just like nobody got a key to your house, nobody got a key to your zipper either, nigga. Ain't nobody make you didn't nobody force you to fuck the broad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's easy for you to. That's the easy cop out, my nigga, to say, oh well, it was
Hey.
on her. She should have been protected. Like she put a gun in your head and made you hit something.
It
Come on,
sounds
man,
like
like-
both of the brothers talking about accountability. Shouldn't
I never
it go
had-
to the man and the woman 50-50?
What?
No. Should it not
What?
go on the man? It sounds like both of y'all talking about accountability. Should it not go on the man and the woman 50-50?
That's what I'm
No.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
It should be on the woman. And the reason why I say that, because I've never had access sexually to a female that she didn't give me her damn self.
But it doesn't matter though,
It
nigga.
doesn't
You still made a
matter.
choice to. You still made a choice to.
Brother.
You brought the dick.
Niggas don't take no accountability, man. That's another problem with the black community.
That's where
That's another problem with the black community. Is niggas don't take no accountability.
Right.
That's one of the biggest problems with the black
had it.
community.
You wanted
Niggas don't
it.
take
You wanted
accountability
it.
at all.
You gave it
That's
to
the
her.
dumbest
Y'all
shit.
did it.
And you know,
But-
you ought to be ashamed of yourself, nigga. You
But
the
hold
oldest
on,
nigga on the
but-
panel, nigga, and you talking like
Hold
that.
on,
Nigga. You should be
I just
ashamed
want
of
y'all to
yourself,
think
nigga.
about. But hold on.
What I'm saying is,
I'm agreeing with what you're saying to an extent.
what I'm saying is, women must realize how valuable they are. They
I
have to
get what
realize.
he's saying.
We are all valuable. Men have to realize how valuable they
No,
are.
but,
Yeah,
but
for
Dana,
real,
what I think he's saying that y'all not understanding is what I'm saying. Is here's the thing, Dana. Whatever men you slept with, right?
Right.
There are men that have approached you that wanted to get with you and get in your pants, right?
Absolutely.
You didn't say yes to everybody. You turned down some men, right? And what I feel like reflection is saying is that women had that power to turn down the men. The women are not accepting every man they sleep with. And that's
neither,
what
but
I
neither,
think.
but neither are men though.
But 80, that's the part that I don't think that you're understanding what he's
No,
saying.
I don't think he's saying. Is that he's?
No, that's what he's saying. What he's saying is women have the power to turn men down.
But
They
so do
have
we
the
though.
power
You know,
to turn a man down. You have turned down men. So
Hey,
if you
Wes,
turn the same way you turn down men is the same way that's you not letting men get in your pants, right? So
Well,
if
that's
you
still,
have
but
that
that still
power,
don't, that still doesn't exonerate.
whatever
that doesn't
man you did sleep with is the men that you allowed to sleep with you.
That's
You
y'all
didn't
niggas.
let every man sleep with you.
how many
I'm-
Wes? How many strip clubs have you been in? Have you been in?
Plenty.
Every time you walked in that strip club, did you understand the assignment of those women that was on stage?
Of course, nigga. Who's you talking to?
So how many of them women did you think that you was gonna loosely take home?
I didn't go there with the intention to try to take no goddamn stripper home because I knew I already know what y'all niggas is goofy, bro. Even asking me some goofy ass shit like that, bro. Hey,
This nigga.
I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying.
That's what their job was. Their job was to get money out of you, not get dick out of you.
But at the same understanding, I made a choice to walk into the strip club like you make the same choice of who you gonna put your dick in. You niggas is fucking slow, bro. Did you really ride the yellow bus, the little one, nigga, with the helmet and shit, nigga? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? A nigga voluntarily
80,
walks
let's
into the
just
goddamn
be
strip
clear.
club.
But
Hey,
80,
regardless, you
80,
walk into the
every
strip club
woman,
as a man.
every
can't
woman
walk
you approach, you did not
distinction
sleep
they
with.
making, clear
80, you did not sleep with every woman that you tried to get with. Every woman that you tried to get with,
and nor
you
did
didn't
I,
sleep
and
with all
nor
of them, right?
and nor did
He's
I,
been
and nor
saying
did I
something
sleep.
totally
I'm just
different.
asking a question. It's a yes or no. You didn't sleep with all of them, right?
And nor did I sleep with every woman that wanted to sleep with me as well.
Hold
You see what
on.
I'm saying?
The
So
point
as
I'm
a man,
making
we
is,
got a choice that we got to make.
the point I'm making is every woman that you attempted to get with, you did not sleep with all of them, right or wrong?
Damn near shit. You know what I mean? Shit. We'll go 8 out of 10.
I ain't asked you. I said yes or no.
I'm giving you
Right?
numbers.
Okay.
Nigga. 8 out of
So
10.
now
nigga.
every woman that you didn't sleep with, those women that you didn't sleep with that rejected you, the women that rejected you made a choice. They made a choice. It may have been women that rejected you.
But-
It
but-
may have
but
been
you-
women. Hold
but
on.
you're still-
It may
but
have been.
you're
Hold
still-
on.
but you're-
Hold
you're
on.
absolutely-
Hold
you're
on.
absolutely right.
Hold
No, I agree
on.
with you.
It
I
may
agree
have
with
been
you.
women that rejected you. It may be women that rejected you because if you had kids already. It may be women that rejected you because for
Hey,
whatever
you're-
reason.
You're
So what I'm
absolutely
saying
right.
is, so
You're
I
absolutely right.
understand. I understand what he's saying.
But
I'm not
that
saying
doesn't-
that. I'm
that-
saying
that-
this. Y'all have to come to an understanding of what he's. The point
But
he's
that-
making
that-
is a
that
valid
doesn't-
point.
That
These
doesn't
women-
exonerate
But
the
we
fact.
women make the
still
final
don't know the
decision.
point, because the
The
point he
women
was
make the
making
final
is that
decision.
all-
Women make
that women,
a final decision on
The women
who
don't make the
gets
final
in their
decision
bed.
to
and it's our
shit,
fault.
nigga.
So how does that
At the-
equate? How does
That's not
how
a
does
point.
that
That's
equate
what I'm
that it's
saying.
women's
So-
fault that for failed
So
relationships?
real, I get what you're saying, Rail. If the woman never allowed the man to have sex, she could have never got pregnant. But if the man never stuck his dick in her, she wouldn't have got pregnant neither, nigga. Like at some
But
point, you niggas
80,
gotta
listen
understand
to what you're saying. 80. The only way he could stick his dick in her is if she said yes.
Or if the
What
nigga
does
just
that
didn't want to
matter?
fuck her. Like, what are we talking about, nigga?
It's the only way. The only way he can have sex with her is if
So
that
that
woman
means
said
still
yes.
Nigga, the only way he can have sex with her is by sticking his
we
dick in her,
allow
nigga.
somebody to have
If
sex
she
with
talking
says
about?
yes.
But it don't matter.
If she
He still
allows
got to
him to have sex.
Oh,
If
man,
she
you niggas
allows
are
him to have
fucking
sex.
special, bro.
But let me clarify.
Where you
Let me
find these
clarify.
special
Let
ass?
Dana,
Where
let
you
Dana,
find
hold on,
where
let
you
Dana
find
get the
these
floor real
special
quick.
education niggas at?
Yeah.
Dana, get the floor real quick. Go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, let me just make sure I understand. So his initial saying was the reason relationships fail is because of women. The reason this happened is because of women, and women.
I'm not
women-
saying relationships fail because of women.
Okay, so you agreeing with him blindly because
No,
it's
I'm
not
agreeing with
correlated.
the part. I'm just agreeing with that one part.
That one part. So that okay, but that one part is not an answer to why women are causing relationships to fail. It makes no sense. They don't correlate. Like-
Why did I say that? Why did I put that at
You
the
don't know.
threshold
You
of
keep saying a lot of like things, but you're never getting to the point.
Because
said-
there's not the point isn't valid, nigga. We talking about two. First of all, see, this is where I gotta bring shit to light. Because the conversation that we're having is with a nigga that didn't jump off the porch until he was damn near 30, didn't have kids until he was damn near a senior citizen, and the other nigga ain't got no kids either at the same fucking age. So we really talking about apples and oranges with niggas that don't understand what the fuck is being said, nigga. You put your dick in a woman as a man. As a man, nigga, you are 100% responsible where your dick go. You trying to blame a woman, nigga, that's a weak nigga move, bro. That's a weak nigga move, bro.
I'm not blaming women for nothing. What I'm saying is,
woman got more power.
what I'm
over your
saying
dick
is,
than where you put it.
80,
That
80,
dumb shit about her, bro.
80, 80, 80.
That shit is
Let's
dumb,
just be
bro.
clear. A man can't have sex without a woman unless the woman says yes.
We all
But-
agree with
No
that.
matter
We
where you
all
stick
we
your,
understand
no
that.
matter
We
where man,
understand that.
so no matter
We
where,
understand
no
that.
matter where
But
a
what
man
is-
sticks, no matter where a man sticks
Y'all
his
niggas-
dick at, it don't matter where he sticks it. It's only
It
getting in there.
do matter where he
If the
sticks his
woman
dick at.
says
What the fuck are you
no,
talking
if the
about?
woman
Nigga,
says no,
it
it
don't
doesn't
matter.
happen.
But how is that a woman's fault?
How-
if the
how
relationship
does it
fails?
not
We
matter where
still
you
haven't
stick your
answered
dick
the
at?
question.
You know how many women I didn't sleep with? You know how many women I didn't sleep with, Dana? You know how many women I didn't sleep with until I got tested?
No.
You know how many women? You know how many women said to me,
That's not-
we're not sleeping together until you get tested."
Probably
That's
no.
You know how many women said that?
And that's
And-
probably because
and-
she
and as-
and that's
and-
probably because
and
she
with
had previously
respect-
already had
And
something.
with respect,
She-
I went and got tested. So
Because
so
she
this is
probably
what-
previously
so I
already
don't
had
understand. The same way a woman can tell me I'm not doing nothing with you, it's a choice of a woman. If she tells me I'm not doing nothing with you until you get tested, that means
But
nothing
just
is
because-
happening.
Y'all
That
go
means
find
nothing
something that
happens.
will.
That means nothing happens. She has the power. She has the power, and nothing happens until I get tested. That's her having the power to say you are not sleeping with me. You know how many women say, you know how many women in the church, you know how many women in the church, how many women in the church say, I'm not having sex until I'm married? How many religious women say, I'm not having sex till I'm married?
But
That
with
is a
your
choice.
with your
It shouldn't
with
just
your
take, it shouldn't
with
take just
the
church.
part that you're
It
leaving.
shouldn't
I
Hold
don't
on.
think
take church
nobody's
for women to
disagreeing
do
with
that.
that
But
point.
there's women in the church that
as
are
a
religious
woman,
that say,
as
I'm
the
not
only
having
woman
sex
on this
until I'm
panel,
married.
as the only woman on this panel, I don't think anybody's disagreeing with the fact that women have control over her body, and she makes the choice
That's
of
what
whether
that's
or not
all I'm
she wants
saying.
to let a man
That's
enter.
all I'm saying.
But what? Okay, point made. You said it, we heard it, and we all agree, right? Got it.
Yeah.
100%.
No, 80 don't agree. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
I listen to me. So this is what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm saying. Nigga, stop waving your hand. Nigga, you ain't saying shit. Listen what I'm saying to you. As a woman, she has the one that says whether you get the green light or not. But just because the light is green don't mean that you got to take it. You niggas is making it seem like women get pregnant by their fucking self, or because she told you that you can hit, now she's fully responsible for whatever happens afterwards.
I'm not saying
As a
Wes,
man,
Wes,
You're not
as a
what I'm
saying
man,
that,
saying
but
is-
he is.
as a
Wes,
man,
I'm
you
not saying women getting pregnant is totally.
That's what this
I'm not
nigga
saying.
say.
I'm not saying. Listen,
That's what this nigga
80,
reflection
what
saying.
I'm
You
saying
agreeing
is,
with, nigga.
what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that the woman is totally responsible for getting pregnant. That's
That is
not what
you
I'm
said.
saying.
That's what
What I'm
about.
saying, is that the woman is responsible for what happens from the beginning. That's what she's responsible for. She's responsible for that choice. She's responsible for the choice of saying whether I'm going to sleep with this man or not. That's what she's responsible for.
Which
The
you're
next
doing.
thing she's responsible for, because it's her body, she's responsible for her saying whether she's going to use protection or not.
Hell
That's
no.
what she's responsible for. Now, if that man goes in raw, now he has now made himself responsible too. And that's what I'm saying.
So
I'm
nowhere leading that. So nowhere.
I'm saying that the initiation of sex, is the woman is responsible for the initiation of sex. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the pregnant part. I'm not talking about the pregnant part. I'm not talking about getting pregnant. I'm talking about the overall initiation of having sex. The woman is responsible for. I cannot penetrate a woman unless she allows me.
Listen, man.
That's what she's responsible.
I don't think nobody's disputing that. I think that's
what I'm saying.
That's all I'm saying.
As a
101.
man, you got just as much responsibility.
You're repeating the same thing over and over and over again. Freddie,
It goes back. It goes back to my point. The narrative was being given about my derogatory towards women and saying it's you guys a failure of relationship. I said it's you guys failure because you don't know the value of who you are. That's why I said that. I said that because you guys have chosen to try to beat on a path where you don't need a man. And that's been your first failure. You tried to prove it to us that you don't need us. And it's been your failure because you can't even have a seed. You can't even have a seed without us. So it's your job to figure out how do you partnership better with the man of your choice.
Why are women choosing to be single like men aren't choosing to be single? Why are women choosing not to have men? I can't hear you. Fix your equipment. I can't hear you.
I've never chosen. Can you hear me now? I've never chosen to be single as a man. Ever. Any woman that I liked and that I was attracted to, I never chose to be single.
Okay. So what happened? Why are you in a relationship now?
I'm not.
Okay, so then what happened?
You women don't know how to follow a leader.
Okay.
Well, with that being said,
I mean, if your tone and the way you talk, no, hold on. If the tone and the way you talk and I talk about women to women, how you approach women is anything, how you will come across on this here podcast, I can understand 100% why a woman would not want to continue in a relationship and be led by someone who can't even lead a conversation. So
are we? So are we on a date right now in this conversation? Why would
We're
I
not
date
on a
you?
date, but
Right,
But
that's
how I
different.
move, no,
That's
no, no.
disturbing.
But how you move is how you move. Character is character. I don't give a damn if I'm sitting in the White House or if I'm sitting here. Yes, I'm a cuss. I'm a joke around.
That's
But my
ability
tone and my
to-
manner of respect is going to be respect for my peers, for any person.
Mm.
For any person. And the way you come on, the way you come across, and the way you talk about women as bitches and all these names that you call them, it's just downright disrespectful. And I imagine that you're a little bit older, maybe older than 50, maybe, perhaps. Okay. It's just not coming out very mature at all.
But why would I keep my shot at you around what? 1, 2, 3, 4 other niggas?
I'm not asking you to shoot your shot. No.
So you can't judge me on this. But you're trying to judge me.
There's nobody on this. This is
Yes, I
emotional
can.
platform.
Perception is
Very
key.
different player.
Perception is key. Period. You're doing blanket space out there, but I can have a perception of you just by the introduction. Why can't I? Everybody on this panel, believe it or not, has judged me. Has thought whether good or bad about me. Guaranteed.
You know why? You know why you can't? Because how many times have you applied for a job and you was yourself? You wasn't.
I applied for a job.
You lied. You wasn't yourself. You didn't dress. You didn't dress the way you dressed for that job. You didn't talk the way you talked for that job, and you didn't lie to get that job.
He doesn't know me. Okay. You don't
But
know me.
that's good because he don't know you.
He
You know
don't
what I'm saying?
at
But
all.
you also don't know him because
But
he's
I know
he's in-
enough. But he can't say what type of who I am on a job interview. But I'm saying who he's showing up here today. I can judge that.
Right,
Yes,
right, right.
I can. He can't judge what I did on the job interview because he was not with me on that job interview. You can't judge
I
me.
think you know how when you meet somebody, sometimes we show our representatives. It don't really be us like how we would be in a forum, you know.
No, there's a thing called code switching. I understand that. But sending a representative, I am who I am 100% of the time. I don't have a representative. Now, do I have to
Oh no, we all got a representative. When we call and we answer that call from the white people and our voices change. Yeah, hello, yeah, this is Mr. Thomas. Yeah, can you please or extend my bill for me, please? Yeah, we all got our representative.
I
You
don't
feel
do
what I'm
that.
saying? So nobody themselves all the time.
I don't do that.
I promise you that.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Unless you got Bill Gates money, baby, you got representatives.
What does money have to do with it?
Because money pushes us through the door. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the beginning when I was typing of where the
So money is going to make you speak proper
the
English
back for
and
the
not
black
refer
man
to
and the
women
white.
as hoes and bitches.
Nah, I ain't call no women no bitches.
I'm just saying. I'm asking a question.
What'd you say? What was the question?
Never mind.
I don't call women bitches. I call bitches.
Question while I was speaking. I'd like to know. I would like to hear you.
I don't call women bitches. I call bitches bitches.
It's we at the 2 hour mark, man. So we're gonna end it on this note right here, y'all. So, but tonight, man, I appreciate y'all coming on tonight. Big man, I know this is your first time on here, man. I appreciate it. We'll do it again.
Yes, sir.
Dana, you know I appreciate you coming back on and also giving a woman's perspective on this. It wouldn't have been right to have all men.
Just everybody, I love y'all. Don't take nothing personal. I love y'all.
Well, man,
everybody.
appreciate you too as well. 80 coming on and everybody in the comments. And Venetia, yeah, we getting on you as soon as I get off this call. I'm gonna call you in a minute because your ass is crazy tonight. But but yeah, man, we're gonna do it again. I know we didn't get all our talking points out. Maybe we'll do a part 2 to it, maybe sometime later on this week or so. But again,
How
man,
often you do
appreciate
this?
y'all, and I'll tap back in with you.
And,
All right,
and now I ain't going to bed at goddamn 12 o'clock. Thank you, Lord.
It's early. You West Coast time now.
Bye.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Thank y'all for coming on, man.
Bye.
Until next
80,
time.
80, I still love you, 80.
Love y'all,
Oh,
man.
he already go.
Peace.
He already go. So everybody's gone and off of here, man. So I want to say is, after listening to everybody comments, so here's the truth. I don't think the black family is going extinct, but I do believe that it's under pressure. I think we're under pressure from economics. I think we're under pressure from culture. We're under pressure for expectations. And we're also under pressure from within. And maybe the real question is, are we disappearing and not extinct? I wanted to ask the people tonight before they were getting into it is, are they willing to rebuild intentionally as a Black family and as also a Black culture? But because, you know, the family doesn't collapse overnight, they weaken slowly. Our goal should be to strengthen within our family. So hopefully everybody that watched tonight, I hope no one leaves angry, but you do leave with a peace of mind and just something to think about. And remember this, if you don't stand for something, at least stand on something to build and worth. And I think the Black family is something we all need to focus on and start rebuilding that. I think we have fallen from grace from the 50s and the 60s when Black people and Black families were united. And that was probably the biggest time of home ownership. Economics was great, Black Wall Street, things of that nature. And I do see that where we are in today's world, that we are kind of having a blind lead to blind, man. And it's really not a good look. But like I said, after what we talked about tonight, man, appreciate everybody watching tonight. I appreciate the panel coming on. Again, thank y'all for watching. Freddie Benz, your host, and I stand on it.